Welcome everyone to a conversation with our Immigrant winner for May 2022. Today we're chatting with Liz Bloomfield, the Executive Director of Ripple Effect Images, which is this month's Immigrant winner. And I'm Marsha Layton Turner. I'm a member of the Women's Net Advisory Board. So Liz, thank you so much for your time today. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Marsha.
Sure. So why don't you tell everyone about Ripple?
Of course. So Ripple Effect Images is a non-profit that uses visual storytelling, so that's film, photography, and animation, to shine a light on proven solutions empowering women globally. So we have this real focus on solutions. You know, we're so conscious that so much of the media can be consumed by problems and victims and everything being very difficult. And so what we see when we're out engaging with communities all around the world is that there's so many things that are working, but they're just not getting the attention that they should do. And so Ripple has brought together a fabulous group of visual storytellers who can help convey why these programs are so fabulous and help the nonprofits and the individuals attract the resources to enable them to multiply and replicate successful programs. And that's why we call it the Ripple Effect, because by investing in these fabulous programs, they can reach even more beneficiaries and really help work towards our vision of a world in which all women thrive. And so for us, it's about the visual storytelling, really finding these extraordinary women and then using film and photography and sometimes animation to amplify their voices. So we try to avoid using narrators. We try to avoid using too many other perspectives and really focus in on the women that are driving the change at the grassroots level, give them a platform, amplify their voices, because they're so powerful, they're so compelling in what they have to say, they're truly inspiring individuals. And so that's what Ripple seeks to do. And yeah, we do it in lots of different ways, but ultimately we're just trying to spread the word about what's working so that it can have an even greater impact.
I watched the video, the compilation that was put together, and it's just amazing to see the variety of women and all the challenges that they're facing. Not all of them, but some of the challenges women are facing, and just what they are able to help their families and their communities achieve. So really cool work.
It really is, and I think there's such a compelling evidence base that women pay it forward. That an investment in a woman is multiplied because she extends the benefits to those around her. She builds a better life for her family and a stronger community. And so again, we really see how that investment, the evidence is there to show just how far those benefits can extend and have a really transformative impact over generations.
Yeah. Well, so how did you originally hear about the Immigrant?
So a colleague of mine, male, sent me a message saying, you have to check out this group. They're amazing. These women are incredible. And, we chatted about it. We can really see the alignment both in the work that we do as Ripple in terms of building our own nonprofit so that we can support more women, but also the female entrepreneurs that we tell the stories of. And so, you guys are doing incredible work, and we're so delighted to be part of this community.
Awesome. Well, so now that you've won, what are your plans for spending or investing the $10,000?
So one of the things we're very mindful of as we grow is protecting our assets, which is our incredible visual content. And as we grow, that library, that archive continues to grow at some pace. And it's so important to us that we honor and protect that content. So we will be investing in our technology infrastructure to enable us to ensure the resilience of the content that we already have and provide a really stable and reliable platform for us to continue to grow that library. The other element of that, in addition to ensuring resilience as part of our growth plan, is we really want to make that content more accessible so that we can maximize the extent to which this incredible visual content can be used for global good. So finding a way to ensure our technology is is enabling us to share this content, enabling other nonprofits and social impact organizations to access the content, because we really see opportunities to reach even wider audiences with these inspiring stories. So primarily our investment will be in our technology platforms. We're also very conscious that we would love to reach even wider audiences with these stories. And so we will be investing in some elements of our communications and marketing strategy so that we can reach more people, build even more engagement in our communities, so that we are really bringing people into the dialogue and the debate. They want to be they want to be a champion and advocate for the women and that we tell the stories of, and the work that Ripple is doing. And so we will also be investing a portion of the prize money in growing our communications and marketing strategy.
Very smart. Well, you touched on this just a second ago, but future plans, as you grow, you're making these investments and protecting what you have, but what else will you be doing in, say, 3 to 5 years, do you think?
Sure. So, our growth strategy spans 3 key areas. So firstly, we want to tell more stories. So we have far more stories than we currently have the capacity to tell. And so we really want to find ways to tell the stories of more grassroots organizations, more women that are really driving change within their communities. The second area is, as I touched on a moment ago, is we want to reach more people. And so we're conscious that sometimes we tell these stories to people that are already completely sold on women's empowerment. But for us to really have a transformative impact, we have to extend our reach further. And so we really want to be conscious that we're doing things like investing in educating men and boys in gender equality and empowerment, that we're reaching different kinds of audiences. And so at the same time as continuing to make more content, we also want to ensure that our content is reaching a really diverse and wide-ranging audience in a truly engaging way. And then thirdly, something that we're very, very committed to is building the capacity of local storytellers. So in the countries that we visit, where our photographers and filmmakers go and spend time within the communities, we also want to ensure that we continue to build into our storytelling programs the time to coach, mentor, knowledge share with local photographers and filmmakers, so that becomes another element of the community that we are building here at Ripple. And so those 3 elements together represent the different ways in which we're seeking to grow our impact in the coming years.
Wonderful. Well, so do you have any advice for aspiring women entrepreneurs? Anything that you've learned along the way that you think maybe has helped you grow?
I think one of the things that I would share that I can relate to personally, but also that I've seen so often in the successful women entrepreneurs that I've encountered through my work with Ripple, whether that's in Myanmar or whether that's in Tanzania or whether that's anywhere else in the globe that we visited, is the women entrepreneurs who are successful have built a community of support around them. And I think that can feel a little counterintuitive when you're in the early stages of being an entrepreneur. But we all know that being a leader and being an entrepreneur can be very lonely. It can be very lonely. And I think there's often a sense also, I think this can sometimes be particularly the case with women, as we feel we have to do everything ourselves. We have to be everything to everybody. And I think the most rewarding moments for me have been when I've engaged with other women entrepreneurs, when I've engaged with other communities, and there's been a safe space where you can be vulnerable, where you can share the challenges, and the relief that comes when you realize that you're not alone in the challenges that you're facing, and women who are very successful are also facing similar doubts, frustrations, uncertainty. And when you share that, it's like a burden lifts. And so I think, that's something that I would really say is an important part of building a community of trusted people around you. And yeah, as I said, I've seen that in manifest itself in so many different ways. And I think that would definitely be my top tip.
And it's so interesting that you talk about community and support. And maybe you've seen this, but I've noticed that the most successful women entrepreneurs or in business recognize that we're not competitors with each other. There is enough business for everyone. And you can be stronger if you align yourself or partner with other women and men. But that competition makes you think too small.
Absolutely. And I think that's where I have so many examples of where I've seen that in practice. I think of an organization like Solar Sister, which brings together opportunities for women to both set up a business for themselves, but also provide a source of clean energy in a place where that isn't always possible. But again, that where you have a kind of group of women that are working on a similar kind of business, there may be the potential for that kind of competition that you described there. But that's just not the case at all. These women are lifting each other up and they're all better for it. Similar program that that Ripples covered in Myanmar, where women bring together a kind of collective savings that enables them to invest in businesses. And again, it could be possible for that to become a very competitive environment, and yet it's quite the contrary. Women are sharing the financial resources, but they're also sharing the knowledge and experience, and this sisterhood is just fabulous. And so I think, wherever you are in the world, whether, it's just as applicable, this idea of learning and sharing and supporting and lifting one another up. And that's just why I do the work that I do, because I just love seeing this in action.
And I think that's one thing that I love so much about the Women's Net community, is that women who are in it really want to cheer each other on and offer ideas and offer support. And I think we're all so much better for it.
And I think that's helpful as well, because I do see sometimes that women are sometimes less willing to be their own cheerleader. They are, sometimes people refer to it as imposter syndrome. I think it's probably just a good, healthy dose of humility. But I think what that does mean is that it's even more important that we support each other and cheering each other on, because we're not always so willing to step out onto that stage ourselves. And so encouraging one another to do that, I think is really valuable, whichever stage you're at in growing your business.
I listened to a podcast with Jennifer Allwood, and she talks about having your own hype squad, which is exactly what you just said, Liz. It's a group of people who are always just cheering you on to, yes, you can do it. We all need our own hype squad.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for your time today, Liz. Thank you for sharing your insights and your history. Really appreciate hearing about it. And congratulations again on being our Immigrant winner for May 2022.
Thank you, Marsha, and thanks for the extraordinary work that Women's Net are doing. You really are having an incredible impact, and we really appreciate the award. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.